Hello. Haven't quite finished. Hi, everybody. I fix myself. I go in and check myself out most days, and then I come in here and I'm like, oh, I didn't look like that in the mirror. I got weird hairs and everything. Hi, Jessica. Welcome, Sharon. Hello, everyone that's on here. Let me just, while we're waiting for people to get on here, I'm going to pull up the message for today because I think I have a really nice message. It's not mine. I didn't really actually I did. I downloaded the message for today this early this morning, and when it came through it felt really important, and it was really important, but it took a minute. It took a minute for it to settle in, and throughout the day I've been able to go, and I've had a beautiful day with Bud and our friend Christine, and we're just sitting here. It's so funny. We're sitting here. Sorry, I got to stay focused. I have so many things I'm so excited about that I want to share with you that I'm like getting myself overwhelmed. But as I was going through this beautiful day, I'm marinating on this message, and all of a sudden the power of it really came through. And as I was sitting with it for the last half hour, just quietly sitting with it and reading it again, and it's a really beautiful message and a really beautiful privilege that we have to do today. So I'm going to get into the message because it takes about 10 minutes to read through it. And as we do, I would like to just tell you that it's so funny. I don't know. Oh, I hope you can see it. But as I look up and I'm just talking to you all, you don't know if you can see it. There's an X right here. It's like X marks the spot. It might be too faint, but I'm going to try to get a picture of it so I can show you all because it's really, really relevant right now. Oh, you can barely see it. Oh, there it is. It's really relevant right now because we as a community are being asked to come together in a very sacred moment today, in celebration of Earth Day. But this is a little bit different of a twist. It's a lot different of a twist, which is what I've been sitting with all day. And the more I've sat with this, the more this message becomes more and more sacred, because it is only not only, but it is meant for us as a community here on the daily tune-ins, the Ascension Bank members, Ascension Incubator members, all of us that talk this language, who find ourselves light workers, who are here to be of peace, and we've had a lot of conversations. We are being asked to step in this moment of time, in this day, to bring that power as a community to our planet. So let me just get to the message here. And if you give me 1 second, and X marks the spot is like such a beautiful synchronicity to have literally right here, because it's almost as if X marks the spot of here's the not the facilitator of this beautiful community, and this beautiful community is coming together right here right now for this reason. So okay, if you would, sometimes I think that I can be a little bit of as I read these, it can be a little bit of a distraction having me here. If you are in a place where you can close your eyes and just listen to this message and allow it to come into your beingness, as a message for you, and hopefully get away a little bit from what I look, from me being on the screen, because it's not about me. It's about this message is for you and for us. And I'd like for you to hear it from just a voice, okay? So if you could get comfortable, here's the message. Dear one, there has been a sense of urgency within you lately. This sense of urgency has kept you aware and alert during this time. You have noticed great improvement within as this sense of urgency and alertness has risen. Instead of fearing it, you have utilized it for inquiry and contemplation, leading to the creative energy of ascension. You have spent time in creative exploration, answering the call of peace and allowing it to unfold in your life, even when it felt uncomfortable to be in peace. Peace has been programmed out of you. It was removed from your DNA millennia ago by those who wanted your species in fear. A fearful species is compliant. and easier to suppress your natural power. Think of a dog that has been beaten into submission. They obey out of fear, not power. That natural power was replaced in most humans by artificial power of many kinds, sending silent frequencies that carried dense tones that fragmented your being and separated you from soul. As a result, an attempt was made to fully shut down your natural power altogether, leaving you fully dependent on others for power. Not you, sweet soul. Your natural power stayed lit, although barely in many of you, until you recognized it again. And like finding a lit coal from last evening's fire, you fan the small flame of power into who you are right now in this moment. You, dear one, fan that flame of power and now realize that flame incorporates all the 12 powers of God: peace, strength, divine wisdom, love, imagination, understanding, will, order, zeal, release, and life. All of that was provoked as you fanned your inner power over these last many lifetimes, years, months, days, hours, and seconds of your life. From a silent ember of potentiality, you, sweet soul, nurtured a raging fire of creation within, and now you are being called to give of that power today. You are a whole new being. You have practiced giving yourself grace when you needed to rest. You took another step when you really wanted to quit. You gave yourself love like no one ever gave you before. You fanned the flame of power when power was hard to find in the outer world. You fanned that flame into a powerful, roaring fire of creation, and now peace consumes you. From this moment on, from this moment on, peace consumes you. From this moment on, sweet soul, peace consumes you. You chose you over and over again until you became a light worker, willing to bring that peace and power to others who may not feel peace within and who see war all around. Because of the choice of you, dear one, because you chose you, the time is here now, nowhere to be found except right now, for you to bring that formidable power of peace to our planet today. We are being called forth as a community on this Earth date to activate peace. The power of you being called forth right now comes with a sense of urgency to pay attention. We have asked that when you are called to do something, we have already, and many of us in the Ascension Bank, well, we've talked about this. All of a sudden, we'll be, Jeannie, this is, I don't know. I got the urge to go get gas. I didn't need gas, but I thought I'd better go get gas because I was being guided to go get gas. Like those like questionable things. This is what they're talking about. The power of you being called forth right now comes with a sense of urgency to pay attention. We have asked that when you are called to do something, you answer that call without question. This is when we ask of you today to give without fully understanding. Today is Earth Day. We required this day to be named years ago in order to build momentum each year for over 50 years towards a global consciousness around healing Earth. What this did is year after year, this global consciousness around Earth every day on April 22nd really acted as natural power that charged up the tanks, of the fifth dimensional planetary energy grid until it would be ready to be opened on Earth Day 2022. That grid is at full power now and ready to be activated. This is the coolest thing. Y'all, I don't know. I don't make this stuff up. I just write it. And after I write it, I'm like, this is the greatest story in the world. And I love being a part of this. So I'm going to start over. The grid is at full power now and ready to be activated. The intention of Earth Day is to activate a trigger event that releases the power of peace into all of Earth, the elementals, and humanity. That trigger event will ignite a peace algorithm at 4:22 p.m. on 4/22/2022, When those called to gather in peace, gather in peace, which is why 422 is the time that I'm in now, simply because this is the time that we come together. So this is why I wanted to read this message. So at 422, we can be gathering in peace. Okay. So beautiful. So we get to be the ones that ignite the peace algorithm at 422. I think that's real beautiful. At this time in the ascension history, the energy will rise at this time at 422. We're going to build up to this, and we're going to create this energy. At this time in the ascension history, the energy will rise within the community. Peace will be called in, activated, and released from the storehouse of the fifth dimensional energy grid and flood through the ley lines of earth, through the energetic meridians of human beings, and through all of nature. All of humanity will receive this flash of peace. A flood of knowledge will be released from the grid into the global consciousness and will jolt the body clear of anything less than peace. Individual experiences of this process will be determined by the levels of peace and love in the individual's integrated system. Do not hold any expectations of what this will look like, nor rule out anything. Fifth dimensional frequencies carry information and data your human mind cannot yet comprehend. It's never operated within these frequencies before. Therefore, the levels of comfortability you have with high levels of peace will determine how pleasant or not so pleasant this Earth Day experience will be for you. Today is the liberation of Earth into peace. Critical mass has already been achieved. Therefore, our consciousness has momentum. And our community, creates a portal through space time with this process to coordinate a deliberate flood of peace to our planet. Join me as we usher in this conscious movement through space and time, where peace reigns supreme and Earth and all of her inhabitants live in sovereign unity. And then hashtag open the storehouse. Y'all, why I think this is such a beautiful message is because it really ties in. I'm understanding how we have been kind of prepped for this over the last couple of weeks. This is our third week in the 12 weeks or the 90 days of this experiment that we're going through. This experiment of creating, some not creating, but jumping onto our highest timelines. And part of being in our highest timelines is being in peace. Remember, we've already covered that this entire week with the drawing of the space-time thing. So every now moment when we are in peace, that we spin up in peace in a now moment, and that then takes us through space and time, navigating to the coordinates of our highest timeline. And as we've talked about in these last couple of days, is all of us in this community resonate around the same resonance and around the same frequency. That's why our messages and our family feels, our Ascension Bank family feels resonant with each other. So all of us are kind of moving in the same direction towards a soul reality, towards a 5D reality that is similar enough that we're all kind of moving together with each other and calling each other out and being like, come on, keep going. I know today sucks. Just get up, just cry it out, get up. And so we're all moving together. Therefore, today, because we have come here in peace, we come to our calls in peace. And sometimes we may not feel peaceful, but we're understanding more and more as a community as we gather. Gosh, this wind is howling. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it is just, the winds have picked up again today. And it's just it's relevant. It feels relevant. It feels like we are in a portal. And as we go through, I had that thought, there's something else that I want to bring up because I think this is really cool. About literally on the other side of the screen from me is the Ionian Sea. The Ionian Sea is a portal between the Mediterranean and the Adriatic. Therefore, it's like I'm literally geographically on a portal. We see portals of energy all the time out here because the birds just spiral and spiral, and they go through the thermals, which yes is wind, is a atmospheric thing, and yet there's an energy there that is creating that thermal. That is a portal of energy. So as we go throughout this activity of peace. We are going to be literally in a portal, and all of us, we've got London here, we've got Philly, soon to be San Francisco, and I know we have Colorado here. And on the recordings, I know people come in later and watch these from Australia and from Scotland. And we've had people from all over the world that watch these. Therefore, as this message gets participated in, this message is then happening literally all around our world. So what we do here in the next couple of minutes, just pulling in peace, activating peace, and allowing it to flow in to create a flash of peace in all of humanity. We are now going to be doing that physically on a portal of a waterway in a pretty energetically sound and beautiful place here, on the cusp of the Middle East, where like all of spirituality really began, like the world began here. And many of you are situated in beautiful parts of the world and on ley lines around our globe. So this feels like a very significant ask of us, because I know the components of our community, you do too, and I know the consciousness of our community, and being able to call in this portal of peace during Earth Day and activating something that has been coded within the intention of Earth Day, but it wasn't meant to be activated until consciousness activated the opening of the 5D grid of peace flooding down into all of humanity. That was going to be triggered on this day, and whoever was called to trigger it was who was meant to trigger it, and that is us. So um, let me see really quickly. Okay, it's 4:18. I'm going to get started here in a minute, but I just want to. Oh, this is tickling my soul. I'm so glad, Sharon. It took a mine all day long. I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing, and we've had this huge. I posted last night this big ship that, just like, I swear, I call it a ship. It could, some will call it a cloud, but it was a massive thing, and it just sank like a heavy tank for hours. It didn't shift. Everything shifted around it, but it just sat in one place. This morning when we were walking, same thing. A big old, like, dense thing was sitting over us, but it wasn't dense and like heavy. It was dense and like, ooh, there's some cool, protection going on. There's some communication. They're close. They're close, is what I kept getting. And because this message for Earth Day was so palpable, and because as I sat with it, and I was like, wait a minute, this coding was put in for over 50 years. Like, this day was being practiced for, so that they could keep putting in more and more energy into that 5D grid of a collective consciousness coming together with healing Earth in mind for over 50 years. And each year it charged up the power grid, and now the power grid is completely operating and ready. It just needs to be turned on, and we are the ones that are being asked to turn on the power of peace to be able to flood into all of Earth on this Earth Day. So that's a pretty cool thing. As they started to talk about other neighbors, I stopped them as they started and said, can we talk about others? Everyone has their things. We are here to be in peace. Nice, Michelle. Yeah, like, gossip doesn't work for us anymore, right? It's just better to be like, why are we talking about this? Let's just talk about cool stuff. Let's be in peace. Oh, but this is moving. Good. Yeah, Carol, like, that's how I felt all day today. I didn't cry today, but I was like, this feels really important and it feels really sacred. So we're going to do some sacred stuff. Yeah, I agree. Boundaries. Good job, Michelle. Okay. Looked like a ship. It did look like a ship. Okay. So let's just get in. It's 4:20 at the moment, which is kind of funny too. Like, Mother Earth is calling to us, and in all ways. So if you would just come, I want to get us all grounded, and I don't think this is going to take very long, but I just want to be very sacred and meaningful about it. And again, there's this like crazy cloud over. I don't know, y'all. It's so weird here, but weird, cool. I wish you guys were here. So you all, not you guys. I wish you all were here so that you could sit out in this balcony and we could all like talk about what we're seeing, because it's like the juiciest thing. And I would love to have conversations with you all. Just look at these massive dense, beautiful clouds, ships, or whatever, and really discern what is happening in front of us. It's just we just have a big screen right here. So it's a beautiful screen of the sky to be able to look at almost 24 hours a day if I want to. So super, super grateful as I look at nature all around me. And nature is everywhere. It's howling, it is glistening in front of me, it's shining down on me. It is Corfu, Greece, the land of mythology, Greek mythology is here with us. All of nature is here with us. Every element of nature is present here in this sacred moment as we usher in this beautiful moment as a community on Earth Day. We are the ones that recognize the importance of consciousness in this time. We are the ones that have been called to a different life, to a different way of life, to a higher way of life. A higher way of life only meaning that we let go of the denser parts of life, the expectations, the obligations, and we chose our souls. We chose to walk in that direction, even though others didn't understand. And we also had to be brave enough to walk away knowing judgments were being made. And we just allow all of that to go. We allow all of that to be, knowing that we were called to a completely different calling in this moment. And we answered that call. And because of that, we came together in this beautiful community, being called, being co-missioned into a beautiful activity of light to pull in peace, to open the storehouse of peace for all of humanity, from the beautiful, glistening, fifth dimensional energy grid that has been worked on, that has been charged up for years beyond our knowledge. It has been charged, it has been built, it's been created, and now it's time for us. We get to be the ones who open the storehouse of peace on this Earth Day, because we are the ones that chose to be different, that chose to be weird, that chose to follow our souls, that chose to find the sacred in life. And in this moment, imagine as a community all around the world, even those who are not on live but will call in on this recording, they will call in their location. And all around the world, our community resides. And if you can imagine all of us in consciousness kind of locking arms as we surround our entire planet on this beautiful Earth Day, April 22nd, 2022, we lock arms all around this planet. And from all the training and all the work we've already done, we allow our I am presences to come into our present moment awareness, allowing that I am presence to grow, to expand, to come to the forefront of our being. And as it comes out, just imagine that it just spills out, multiplies, and spills over into the next person that is right next to you in that global consciousness of locking arms. And then to the next, and to the next, until the entire planet is surrounded by hearts that are spilling over, multiplying and expanding in peace. Feel that peace rise up into every part of your body. Feel that peace rise and expand into your energetic being, all through your physical body, your energetic body, as well as your spiritual body. And simply with your imagination, just imagine that you're looking all around at this beautiful community surrounding our planet. And you're watching in awe as you watch every single person's being expand and multiply as peace resides, overflows, and the wind confirms that that is what is happening. Y'all, the wind howls, it hears, it feels, it knows. Nature knows what you are doing in this moment. It recognizes the frequency shifting and shifting and shifting. Now imagine as we lock arms in consciousness all around our globe, we start to move. As we expand, we're moving through space and time, holding safely and protecting our planet, as it comes up in frequency, as it comes up in frequency, as it comes up in frequency, we start moving faster and faster and faster towards that reality, towards that fifth dimensional reality where Earth is and resides in a place of peace, and all of its inhabitants are also abiding in a place of peace. Peace in their relationships, peace in their finances, peace in their work, peace in their home life, peace in their health and well-being, peace in their whole entire integrated being, because as a fifth dimensional resident, know that you are integrated and a multidimensional being. Therefore, your whole being is balanced in a place of healthy peace. And from this peace, we continue to move this beautiful planet through space and time. And as we start to do that, we also realize that there are those who are not ready for peace. There are those who are afraid of peace, those who won't understand the frequency of peace. Therefore, from this place, we just simply ask that their teams, their beings are protected, that their beings are kept safe, that their beings are kept calm and in a place of peace, so that peace and clarity can flood their consciousness, and their consciousness can open gracefully and with ease as their minds expand, as their bodies, as their beings expand into a multidimensional being, allowing peace to flood through them. And anywhere that there is not peace, we simply just ask that that be purged, and that density just simply rises up out of every individual, falls down into the densities, and is left behind on the planet, where Earth just simply soaks up that density for each human being as their peace rises. And on this beautiful Earth Day, on behalf of this community, I give great, great peace, or great, great thanks for being the community that are the ones that are invoking peace all around our planet and escorting our planet into a higher realm of existence. And in this beautiful moment, in this beautiful place of peace, we feel, we experience, we call in peace and beam it out to every single living consciousness on this planet and beyond, throughout the entire universe. And because we change ourselves and we change our planet, we now know through science that we change universes by shifting this entire planet, which means our entire selves, into peace. I invite peace in. And if you will, imagine that there's a big faucet that's hovering over the planet. Just imagine reaching up and opening that faucet, and everything that flows out of there is just the frequency of peace, and you can see it just flooding over all of Earth, our entire planet. And in this moment, a flood of peace prevails all through our planet. Peace, be still. And in this sacred, sacred moment of community, of a collective consciousness coming together to instill peace on our planet, what I know for us from here on out is, once your eyes open, you will see a different reality. You will feel a different reality. You will experience a different reality, one that is of the fifth dimensional frequency. You no longer need to ask. You no longer need confirmation. You are being confirmed that you are now in the fifth dimensional frequency, because you have just helped the planet rise up, the humanity to rise up into that fifth dimensional frequency. You have anchored in this beautiful frequency by opening the storehouse of peace in this collective gathering. With the greatest of gratitude, I leave this peace be. I know it is already so. I know it is already done, because it's been asked. It was an intention in the mind of God, Source, Spirit, to ask of us to do this. And we have done this call to action. We have done this mission. And because of that, it is already done. We know it. We created it. We experienced it. Therefore, it is already done. And we simply just look for the storehouse of peace to open up more and more and more, and with each snap or wrinkle of time creates a quantum leap in our manifestations of the fifth dimensional reality in physical form. We start to see it coming faster and faster, and we cannot keep up with the giddiness. We cannot keep up with the gratitude, because the gratitude then just spills over, multiplies, and just simply floods out into another flood of gratitude, something more to be grateful for, floods into the world, into the planet. And as this flood continues to expand and multiply, it expands into multiplies into all of the powers of the fifth dimensional frequency. I release this intention. I let this go. I let it be. And abracadabra, so it is. Thank you, sweet souls. Come back into your body. I will tell you what, this wind was howling the whole time. It was really cool. I don't know. We were asked in the message not to have any expectations of what just happened. We weren't, we may not fully understand what we were being asked, but I do know the science and the world of consciousness, and where two or more are gathered, really great things happen. And if nothing happens, well, okay, we land where we are right now, in a beautiful place of peace, with new eyes to see with, and new ears to hear with. And if what I believe has happened, we've created the energy of a flash of peace. However that comes, we don't know, but we'll watch for it, because I do believe we'll see more and more peace because of what we do here. So thank you all for being here on this Friday. These weeks take plot twists that I don't even expect. I'm like, okay, I'm here to learn. Let me get my notes, and we have one kind of like notey kind of message, and the rest of it really turns into these beautiful messages of just simply embodying the sacred parts of what we learn each week. So I think that's pretty cool, and I'm really enjoying this whatever it is, this experiment, because I'm finding more peace. I thought I was going to be stressed out at like 90 days. That's a long time to have to do something, and yet we're being called less and less to do something, and simply just to gather to be something. And that something is usually just something that's tuning into the sacred. So on this Earth Day, tune into the sacred, celebrate you, celebrate the work that you've done, because you were part of the team that for over 50 years, other teams have gotten things ready for us, so that we could be the ones to open that storehouse of peace. So that we did something good along the way, because we got some pretty cool karma being asked of us to open that storehouse of peace. So thank you for being part of that. I had an errant thought yesterday. Wonder if something happens on Earth Day. Seems to be significant with the Lyrids dancing through our skies as our galactic family back to see us rise. Oh, it would be kind of cool. Yeah, Earth. I mean, I don't know. Earth Day. It seemed pretty important to me when I was, because I didn't know it was Earth Day, and I didn't really pay attention to that stuff. Because I was like, it was made up to make money somewhere. Somebody. But when it was coming through today, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to like really be serious about Earth Day. Like, it's not some like, yes, there could be parts of it that, they have gotten out of the intention of the original piece, but we are tuning into the intention of Earth Day that was created many, many years ago to prepare us for this time when eventually we would get to the energetics of the fifth dimensional version of Earth Day, and we just opened the portal of that, and it started with a portal of peace. Okay, thanks for letting me be the person to do that. That was fun. But we also were recognized for the work that we've done. So we part of our karmic storehouse, we're beings the or one of the karmic storehouse payouts were that we were part of the beings that were able to open that beautiful portal. So that feels pretty special, and that feels like a really big payout. So I'll take that abundance all day long. I'll take that open the storehouse story, and feel very honored at it. So thank you. I had So ready to transit this meat suit. Yeah, Jessica, me too. We feel called to have a water view in our new home, ocean or bay. Ooh, nice. Man, I the whole water view thing, like I've dreamed of having a water view. Um like I will always have a water view from now on. I won't live anywhere where I can't have it at this point because it has changed my world watching energy come into the sky in front of me. It like literally the things that I have learned from this view has catapulted me into a whole new understanding of energy and atmosphere and how energy and becomes physical. I don't know how it like has taught me all of this, but it's been amazing what I've learned. So yes, home with a view for sure. I would highly recommend. Wow, beautiful. I felt that to the core of my soul. Thank you, Kazembe. I did too. The wind spoke at perfect moments with you. It really did. Like that's how it works here. Like when I say things, I'm all like, but Bud will laugh because I'm like, oh, how do you feel that wind? Because I'm like, I make some point and he's rolling his eyes and the wind will pick up and or the waves will all of a sudden pick up. Happens every time. Every time he's like rolling his eyes, and he knows I'm like, nature is just putting an exclamation point on this conversation right here, and he can't argue with it. But I get a good laugh out of it. So yes, nature is always she always supports supports what I've got going on, which is how I trust it because otherwise coming with some of these messages, I'm like, man, like I got no evidence for this, but and the wind howls as I'm calling in peace. That's Earth saying, thank you. I got you. I'm feeling y'all. So thanks for doing what you're doing. So that win was for all of us to say a big thank you for being aware enough to hear a message that we are being called in beautiful ways as light workers now. We didn't know what it was going to look like. And we've been talking for months about being called to supporting people. And we thought we knew what that looked like, but it's coming up in ways like this where we're just needing to activate some peace and activate a portal of peace. And in our circle, we had a big old globe in between us with a beautiful portal of peace flooding down. And we opened those storehouse, and wherever we were in the world, we opened the storehouse over that area. And like that's pretty cool. So whether or not this is fiction to you, that it's pretty good fiction. It's a pretty good story. It's fun to follow. And if this is the complete opposite, and this is how reality is created, like I believe it to be, and you're there with me, that's an honor to get to do. So anywhere in between, I'm good with. So I believe we did something really, really great here, you all. Thank you so much on this Earth Day, and I will see you on Monday. And until then, keep sharing your open the storehouse stories, any moments where you're overflowing and with abundance of whatever kind. Post it. Hashtag open the storehouse. And it's really fun to watch that hashtag grow and to see all the ways that it's unfolding for you. So fun stuff that we're doing here. So much love to you. Thank you for participating. I really appreciate it.